Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Jessica Drennan. I am an undergraduate admission counselor here at PACE. Today, we are joined by our Director of Career Services, Phyllis Mooney, and our Director of Financial Aid, Mark Stevens. And now I'm going to pass it over to Robina Shep to introduce and welcome you all.
Hello and welcome. My name is Robina Shep. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Management and Placement at PACE. And I want to welcome all of you prospective students and all of the prospective parents that are with us today. The reason that we're having this event tonight is because we know what a big decision that you all have in front of you as you try to decide where to attend college for the next 4 years, or in the case of a transfer student, maybe the next 2 years. And we wanted to take this opportunity to tell you about how PACE University works to ensure that you get a good return on your investment of time and money in your college education. We do this, we think, at PACE in a very unique way, where we start helping you to focus on your career path from the point of inquiry into PACE, but certainly throughout your 4 years at PACE, we are helping you to do career exploration and to really prepare yourself for a lifetime of benefits from your college education. And that's why today we brought together Mark Stevens, who's from our financial aid area. He's our University Director of Financial Aid, and he's going to talk to you about how to best manage your finances and during your time, your 4 years at PACE, how to optimize the aid that comes to you, and how to minimize your expenses while you're at PACE. And then right after Mark talks, we will have Phyllis Mooney talk, and she's our Executive Director of Career Services. And she'll help explain how PACE has this unique way of putting you on the path, or helping you decide what your path is, to maximize your return on investment with a really robust career outcome that is not only financially rewarding, but rewarding in every other way that you would expect from your college education. PACE understands that this is an important decision, and and that your college education should provide benefits to you throughout your lifetime. We have a unique way of making sure that that happens, and we can tell you all about it, but we also want to point out that there are these third-party places where you can find out that PACE really provides better return on investment than many of the other schools that you might have in mind. And one of those places is the Georgetown University Center for Education in the Workforce. You can find that on the web. You can also look at the College Navigator to see the average return on it, the average earnings that a PACE graduate makes. And we're happy to answer any specific questions that you have about that later. And now, without any further talk from me, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Mark Stevens.
Thank you so much, Robina. And on behalf of the entire financial aid team, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to this webinar this evening. As Robina shared, I'm going to briefly walk you through some ways in which to maximize your financial aid while at PACE University. We're going to talk again very briefly about the award packet and look at it a little bit more closely. We're going to talk about steps that you must take to actualize or finalize your aid for the coming fall semester and beyond. We're going to speak a little bit about borrowing responsibly. And then we're going to end with ways in which you can reduce your expenses while at PACE University, as well as increase your financial aid opportunities as upperclassmen. I'm hopeful that all of you at this point have received an award package from PACE University. And for those of you who have, you'll note that we include the common sources of financial aid in our package: federal, for our New York State residents, New York State aid, and institutional aid, aid directly from Pace University. And there's a mix of different types of aid as well. There's scholarships, grants, federal loans, and work study. And whenever you see or hear the word grant or scholarship after a fund, whether it comes from the federal government, from New York State, or from PACE directly, that's free money that we don't have to repay. And we've taken care in our award notice to separate the gift aid from all the other self-help and the loans so that our families know definitively what their out-of-pocket expense will be. So let's talk about the steps that you have to take in order to actualize your aid. First, let me congratulate all of our scholarship recipients at Pace University. When you received your award notice from us, we did outline that there's a scholarship agreement form or contract that you must sign in order for us to disperse those funds to your account. That form is customized to you. It's on your PACE portal. You literally go through, read the one-page document. It outlines the requirements you must meet in order to keep the scholarship for 4 years, and for 5 years for those students who are going to be participating in a combined degree program, bachelor's and master's. But you complete that contract, submit it, and then we have everything that we need. It's a one-shot deal in order for us to post the money for the fall semester and spring and thereafter every year. You will have to meet academic progress requirements in order to maintain both your merit award from PACE, any grants from PACE, as well as federal and state aid. In fact, the federal government requires that every year we conduct an academic progress review. And at PACE, we choose to do this at the end of the spring semester so that it gives our traditional students a full year, all of the fall semester and all the spring semester to meet the grade. And it's highly obtainable. Most of our students only have to maintain a 2.0 QPA and complete at least 67% of the classes that they attempt each year with a passing grade. Again, very doable. I'd also like to mention that we strongly encourage that you complete the free application for federal student aid every year. The form is available on October the 1st, and at PACE we tack on a month and a half, and our priority filing deadline is November the 15th. At all costs, get that form completed by November the 15th. There are awards that we make available to our students that are limited, that are restricted, that we run out of. And so in order to be fair to all students, we award those funds on a first come, first served basis. So if you complete your FAFSA by November 15th, you are positioning yourself for every form of aid we have in our arsenal. So please, at all costs, complete that FAFSA every year by November the 15th. You'll see inset in this slide a booklet that we sent with your award notice entitled Your Guide to Securing Your Financial Aid. We created that for you to walk you through steps you must take in order to actualize your aid. It's all of 8 pages. If you've not already done so, please take the time to review that booklet from cover to cover. I guarantee you it won't be time wasted. It will help you finalize all of your federal aid, institutional aid, state aid for this coming academic year. It'll give you important information about changes or impact to your aid if you change your housing plans or your enrollment plans. And it will help you for years ahead as well. So again, we have the link for you. It's on our website. Please use that as a resource. In addition to the booklet, Finalizing Your Financial Aid, we have some other important information on our website available to help you navigate these waters. We have a new student checklist that will walk you through the steps that you must complete before you join us in the fall semester in late August, early September. Now, for our students who might have a gap or a balance owed to the university after the scholarships, the generous scholarships from PACE and the grants from PACE, and after the federal gift aid that you might receive, and for our New York State residents, the state aid that you might receive, and then after you also contribute your college savings, if there still remains a gap, we strongly encourage our students and parents to consider the federal student loans. It is a viable option. In fact, federal experts support students borrowing for higher education because primarily of the return on investment that Rabina mentioned at the onset of this program. So the federal loans are absolutely something that you might want to consider. One of the benefits of the federal loans is that interest on the subsidized loan, nor principal, is due until 6 months after you graduate. Um, this loan is so much better than any personal or private or outside loan that you might consider. Uh, if you are also awarded an unsubsidized loan in your award package, the interest on that loan starts while you're in school. And what the federal government will do is they'll send quarterly statements just 4 times a year with the accumulated interest, giving you the option to pay it or put it on hold until after you graduate. The same holds true with the federal parent loan. They'll send just quarterly statements with the interest. And we recommend that students and families who are able to pay the interest, that they do it as it comes up so that it doesn't accrue or capitalize snowball at the end. Now let's talk a little bit about ways in which you can reduce your expenses while at Pace University. When we sent you the award package, there are 2 components to the budget. There are direct expenses and there are indirect expenses. The direct expenses are those that are paid directly to Pace University. So the tuition, the fees. For students who are going to be residing on campus with us, the housing and the meal plan. There are also indirect expenses that the federal government encourages us to include in the package so that families get an idea of what they might incur as far as expenses for an actual academic year. And in those indirect expenses, we have books, transportation, and personal expenses. And here you have a handle on how much you're going to spend in these areas. For books and supplies, for example, you can absolutely, if you wish, purchase your books flat out at the bookstore at full freight. Fewer of our students are doing that these days. Many are finding that it's cheaper to rent books, ebooks, borrow books, purchase used books. So those are options and ways in which you can reduce the cost on your books and your supplies. For transportation, for students who are living on campus, one way to cut back on transportation costs, cut back on the number of trips between home and school. On the weekends, even if you live close, stay close to campus, enjoy campus life, connect with Pace and your peers. It will absolutely save you money as well because you'll spend less on commuting back and forth on weekends, for example. As far as personal expenses are concerned, let's focus on the entertainment aspect. Our student development campus activities department has a robust calendar of events, social events set up for our students, both those who commute and reside on campus. Parties, talent shows, karaoke nights, concerts, and I'm just scratching the surface. And for our students who flash their student ID, 9 times out of 10, it's free to you. It's at no cost. And if there is a cost, it's a nominal fee. Going back to transportation for a second, I'd also like to mention, we are a multi-campus institution. We have our Pleasantville campus, as well as a New York City campus for our undergraduate and graduate students. If you're on the Pleasantville campus and you want to take advantage of or visit the New York City campus, or vice versa, you're on our New York City campus and you want to come for a game on our Pleasantville campus, as all of our sports are on the Pleasantville campus, I recommend, if your schedule permits, that you take advantage of the inter-campus shuttle, which is free of charge to you. And even if you're able to take it only one way and have to take the train back, you've saved on a round trip ticket. Next slide, please, Jessica. This just kind of outlines in the award notice that we created for you. We have separated at the bottom the direct expense, the tuition, the fees, the room, the meal plan, from the indirect expense. So we always recommend that students only borrow enough to cover their direct expenses. The indirect expenses you should be able to manage outside of federal loans, student and parent loans. I'm going to close with steps in which our students as upperclassmen can take to increase their income or their financial aid while at Pace University. First example, for our students who fare exceptionally well after their first year, you have at least a 3.0 QPA, and you complete the FAFSA form and demonstrate some level of financial need, we encourage you to apply for an endowment scholarship. The scholarship application is actually available on the portal, and this is again after your freshman year. And if you are identified or if you're chosen for an endowment scholarship, these funds sit on top of everything else that you've been awarded previously. It's on top of your merit scholarship from PACE as a freshman, and your grants and federal aid. And we are committed to renewing these endowment scholarships for subsequent years as long as you maintain the grade of 3.0. For our students who are living on campus with us and you want to cut costs, I'd like to encourage you to consider applying in your sophomore year, not your freshman year, for a resident assistant position. If you'd like to work for us, these are highly coveted positions. It's a competitive opportunity, but we've had many of our students pleasantly surprised that they have actually landed one of these posts after applying. We recommend you come on campus, learn from residential life, the application deadline, and after your freshman year, apply for one of those positions. The compensation is rather handsome. Your housing is paid for and your meal plan is covered as a resident assistant. So it's absolutely well worth the application process. And you will apply in your freshman year for consideration as for a sophomore spot in your sophomore year. Some of you have been awarded federal work study already, and those of you who have not, don't panic. If you're eligible, you can contact the financial aid office and we'll add that to your account. You will have the obligation of securing a job and we will guide you through that process. We have jobs available in the financial aid office, the bookstore, the library, all over campus. And if you land a post, you'll receive a paycheck just like any other PACE employee twice a month for your expenses. It'll go in your pocket, not against your charges at the university, and you can use that to help you with personal expenses. And last, but certainly not least, we strongly encourage our students to apply for every outside scholarship opportunity that's available to them. There are scholarship search engines where you can go online and plug in information about yourself, and the computer will generate a list of outside scholarships you might qualify for. And this is a free opportunity. We strongly advise students to not leave any stone unturned. We have had students benefit from the generic scholarship search engines like fastweb.com, but more of our students have brought to PACE outside scholarships from organizations that they or their parents are intimately or directly affiliated with. Mom's Job, Dad's Job, Dad's fraternity, Mom's sorority, your church, your parish, your synagogue, your local high school guidance counselor office, the local city hall. Again, don't leave any stone unturned. We have provided for you on our website a list of vetted, tested, tried and true scholarship search engines that you might want to consider using. And just to share with you how we manage outside scholarships at Pace University, we don't take any aid away from you. If we've given you a scholarship or a grant or federal aid is applied and you get an outside scholarship, we'll put that on top of all the other aid you're receiving. And if we have to reduce anything in your account in order to make this outside free money fit, we'll reduce the loans first. We also invite you to take advantage of a number of the other resources that we have available for you. We have a YouTube link where we have created video tutorials that will typically walk you through every financial aid process that you're going to encounter while at Pace University. So we ask that you please visit our YouTube, visit our website. We have some unique resources for you there, and also contact us. We're available to you Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Email us or call us. Our goal is to make this transition to PACE as smooth, as seamless as possible for you. I thank you for your time. And now I'd like to present my colleague, Phyllis Mooney, who is going to talk to you about the return on investment from a career standpoint at Pace University. We prepare you well, and I'm anxious for Phyllis to take the floor. Thank you again, and I look forward to hearing and addressing your questions.
Thank you so much, Mark, for that great presentation and for that great introduction. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am so thrilled to be here with you, and I can't wait to meet you in person. As I just start every presentation, I start with outcomes. You're wondering, how does Pace University compare to the national average on graduation outcomes? Well, for the past 5 years, our overall employment rates have been 10 percentage points higher than the national average. And this is against even the most top universities within the United States. Regarding student success, our recent graduates are working at the most phenomenal employers in a wide variety of industries. Here is just a very small snapshot of where our recent grads went to work. You'll see there's a variety of industries, including entertainment, such as NBC Universal. We got Sirius XM, Madison Square Garden. We've got fashion, such as Tommy Hilfiger. We also have Viacom and Verizon, Warner Music Group, IBM, of course, healthcare, hospital for special surgery. Then we have some government, we have Department of Defense, finance, of course, Deutsche Bank, Federal Reserve Bank of New York. We've got AT&T, Bloomberg, Christie's, the list goes on and on and on. So this is just a snapshot of some of the employers our most recent graduates went into. I alluded to a few of the industries that our students go into. The most popular for the past few years, including the class of 2020, the top 5 industries have been healthcare, arts, entertainment, and media, financial services, advertising, marketing, PR, technology, and telecommunications. Again, that's the top 5 industries, but we are in all industries within the tri-state area and quite frankly, all of the nation. So how do we achieve such phenomenal outcomes here at PACE? Well, it starts with our mission in career services. And quite simply, it is to help every student find a great job and build the foundation of a successful career, no matter who they are, who they know, or what their major is. Regarding our students, who they are, very, very diverse place, Pace University. And we know that all of our students have unique needs and unique interests. And we work very collaboratively with our students. Here's a few of ours. These are our diversity, equity, and inclusion peer facilitators pictured here. We worked with them a lot this past year and put some amazing employer programs. We hosted for the first time Black Futures Week, Social Justice Week. We also held a career fair for our military veterans, and we had a career fair for our international students, and we have an entire program just for our unique program for our international students, and the name of that program is Inspire, and the list goes on and on and on. We also have internships for every student interest imaginable. Our students go into entertainment, they go into finance, they go into, again, entertainment and working for places like Comedy Central and Sesame Workshop. They've also in the performing arts, American Ballet Theater, Live Nation, and the National Basketball Association. They go into fashion and cosmetics, as such as Estee Lauder, and of course, technology, consumer products, beverages and food, and then government and nonprofits. So we've got internships for everybody's interest. Speaking of interest, last year, approximately 9,000 internships happened for all of our PACE students. So that's 9,000 students that our PACE students completed last year. That's a lot of internships. It's very much a part of our DNA. Students have lots of external experiences working through internships, co-ops, practicums, student teaching, fieldwork, and clinicals. And it's all very, very possible simply because we're located. You can carry a full course load, work in semester, you can work during winter break, and you can work full-time in the summer. And Career Services provides tons and tons of opportunities for students. We also have funded internship programs, and those are funded by Pace University. We did about 100 funded internships last year. We did one in response to COVID-19. That was a New York Recovery Internship Program. We also have funding from the Forsheimer Foundation, and we also work very collaboratively with the Wilson Center on funded internships. Very, very successful, and so much so, we were featured in the New York Post recently for all of the great work that our students did in the nonprofits through these funded internship programs. We have one of the largest and most successful employer relations team in Career Services. They bring thousands of employers and opportunities to PACE each year through targeted outreach, programming, and state-of-the-art technology. Speaking of technology, we use this platform, Handshake, state-of-the-art. You will know it well. As soon as you become a student at PACE, as soon as you start, you'll get your Handshake account, and that will be your way of communicating with Career Services on a daily basis. That's also this platform where we post all of our jobs and internships. And just last year, even in the pandemic, we posted over 60,000 jobs and internships on that portal. And many of those jobs and internships were offered remotely. So most of our employer partners were able to accommodate our students with their internships and their entry-level positions by providing those opportunities remotely. And it worked seamlessly and fantastically. And also last year, when we were working remotely, we hosted all of our events, all of our employer events, including career fairs, virtually. We were able to host 100 employer spotlights. We held a variety of career fairs where we brought over 200 employers to campus. And we had lots of networking panels and on-campus recruiting events. We were able to host virtually and through the Handshake portal. We do these wonderful employer spotlights in addition to our career fairs. And what those are is, and we host them almost every day, and some days in semester, we'll have a couple of employers come to campus, either in person or virtually, a day. And we do this 12 months out of the year. In the summer, winter break, it happens all year round. So we have these employers, they do these individual presentations to students. They talk about their opportunities, their application process, what they're looking in a successful candidate. They give you an opportunity for you to ask your questions. They'll do a little networking, so on and so forth. They are enormously successful. So many of our students land great internships and jobs through our spotlights. So just last year, we were able to host over 100 employers in these spotlights, and you can see the diversity of employers who came in and did these spotlights, including Live Nation, all the big four accounting firms, Sony, Regeneron, NBC, the New York Mets, New York City Cyber Command, Zoom, Warner Media. Actually, Warner was just here yesterday. We had Regeneron, was just late this afternoon. These are fantastic. And you'll find out about all of those through Handshake. We'll be sending you messages every single day about who's on campus today and who you should be meeting. Also, we do lots of career fairs. We do big fairs, we do boutique fairs. Just last year, we did Meet the Firms that we held that in September. And we did that for the accounting and business majors. We did a technology fair, we did a multimedia fair. I shared with you, we did one just for international students. That means every employer at that fair was interested in hiring students under CPT and OPT. We hosted a fair for veterans, and next week we're having a fair for our nursing students. And we do this for all of our majors. Each of the 5 schools that we support in career services has a dedicated career counseling team. And on that career counseling team, we have a placement specialist. Those teams that are assigned to each of the schools are experienced professionals, many of them from industry backgrounds. And each team is expert on their school's majors and job and internship trends. So you're going to get really that special expert treatment working with your career team assigned to your school. And the best news is that you can start your career preparation even before you get to campus. So for deposited students, you'll be receiving an invitation very soon from our admissions department, and you are eligible and invited to participate in the Career Express program that starts on June 8th. And in this program, you will, it's several virtual meetings and sessions long. You will meet your career services team. They will prepare you, go through that whole career exploration process, help you identify what your values and interests and personalities and skills are, how they match with your interests. You'll start job search strategies. Of course, you'll work on your resume, your LinkedIn account. You'll register within Handshake. And then before you get to campus, you'll be able to access all of the internships in Handshake and start applying. So look for that invitation very, very soon. And I hope to meet you as early as June, if not in September. Thank you so much. And it was wonderful to meet you all this evening.
Thank you so much for that. We do have some questions already. The first question is for career services. What is the average number of internships that students complete during their time at PACE?
That's a fantastic question, Jessica. We recommend at least two before you graduate. There are some students, depending on their major, some will do many more, but we recommend at least 2.
Great, thank you. And this next question is a financial aid question. Do students have to accept the loans that are offered to them?
The answer is no. Students nor parents have to accept any of the federal loans that are offered. It's just that it's an offer, and they actually have the ability to decline right on our portal. And if they change their mind later, they can absolutely contact our office and we can reinstate those loans for them. They are, however, a viable option if there's no way to fill the gap. One of the things that I mentioned earlier is that the loans can be deferred until after the student graduates repayment, but the interest rates on those loans are very reasonable and much lower than a private loan or a personal loan or a second mortgage loan for many of our students and parents. So it's worth consideration, not required at all.
Thank you. This next question is another financial aid question. Is the financial aid packet a physical packet or can it be accessed online?
Because of the pandemic, we did not do a lot of physical packages this year. We sent email notifications to students and we provided the information right on our portal. But I do understand that our colleagues in admissions have the actual hard copy, the old-fashioned award notice in the slate in the admissions portal for all of our students to see. So you can actually look at the old version that was kind of used as an example in the PowerPoint presentation today. And you can also see it virtually on our PACE portal.
Thank you. Another question in the chat is how many internships are there in the nursing program? So do you want to talk about some nursing internships?
That's a good question as well. Thank you so much, Jessica. So there's not as many internships for nursing majors because all the practical experience is built into the curriculum. However, we do have internships for nursing majors who want to pick up additional experience outside of PACE when they're not in semester. So we do have opportunities, summer opportunities, and winter break opportunities for those nursing majors who are interested in doing that additional work. It's not necessary at all, though. It's available, but not necessary.
I just want to say that PACE's nursing program is a direct entry program. So when you are admitted as a nursing student at PACE, this is no bait and switch. You are admitted to the program, and as long as you keep the required GPA, you will continue on in your nursing tranche. I will say there are a number of other universities that admit a very, very large number of students their freshman year who want to go into nursing, but then there's no guarantee that they actually can continue on in that program. And frequently, it's only a small percentage of the students that actually move on to the nursing program. PACE is a direct entry program, so there's no concern about that.
Thank you. Another question in the chat is, if you decide to switch campuses, would your award package and scholarships change?
Your merit award will not change. If you decide to switch from Pleasantville to New York or New York to Pleasantville, that merit award will not change.
Perfect, thank you. Another career services question is, does career services help our alumni get jobs?
Oh, yes. There's career services for life. In fact, we have a dedicated person on staff for our experienced alum. So when I say experienced alum, that's more than 2 years out. And that's a different kind of service, just as robust, but it's a different kind because you already have some years of experience, right? So you have different needs and you're at a different level in the workforce. But as a student and for your first 2 years after graduation, you'll still be working very intimately with the same career team that you were working with while you were a student. So it's career services for life and free.
Amazing, thank you so much. We are also getting a lot of questions that are specific to majors regarding internships. So there's a question, are internships in fine arts and graphic design difficult to get, or internships that are available to English majors?
So yeah, we have internships for every major. No, I saw that question come up in the chat. If you can write well, oh, I mean, an English major is a very, very desired and coveted, as a very desired and coveted major in the marketplace. In fact, you can get jobs that are very specific to writing. There's a lot of, in media, there's a lot of opportunities, and of course, publishing and in any of the magazines, there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of internships for writers, but also it's just a great skill to have in any profession. We were just on a call this afternoon with an insurance company and said, we love English majors for our underwriting program. So yeah. But that's when we go through values, interests, personality, skills, and analysis to see it's not just about your major. It's like, what do you value? What are you interested in? What are you really good at? What skills are you developing? And then we can begin to show you the enormity of opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Another career services question is, how soon can a student start working with career services, and how often can they visit the career services office?
Once you deposit, you can start working with us in June. You can go through that program. You can get we call it market ready, give you access to Handshake, and you can start applying for internships before you even hit campus. And so once you become a student, you have, open access to career services for life. And you can come as much and as often as you want.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We do have to wrap up. To all of our students for coming tonight, we thank you so much. We encourage you to reach out to admissions or to reach out to the financial aid office. If you do have any questions in the future, make sure you're going into your application dashboard and seeing what other webinars you can register for, or if you're able to come for an in-person tour, make sure you schedule that as well. Again, thank you all so much. Thank you to our panelists and to all our attendees.
Looking forward to seeing you all on campus. Please don't hesitate to reach out. My email is rschepp, SCHEPP, @pace.edu. I'm happy to personally answer any of your questions or connect you with any of my wonderful colleagues who can give you even deeper information than I can provide. PACE is a small and connected community, and we really all value our connections with our students. Be well.